What if I told you that this isn't the biggest villain in Gotham City? What if I told you that in every iteration of Batman, the Batman is Gotham's biggest threat?
I'm vengeance.
Batman has long been considered a hero, a standing symbol of justice and hope in Gotham City. But when it comes to heroes, Batman is a complex character who may not deserve the title. At the surface level, Batman appears to be a hero. He wears a cape, he's incredibly strong, and he has no qualms about taking down criminals. But his motivations are actually fairly self-serving. Batman is driven by an intense need for revenge fueled by the murder of his parents, and while his feelings are understandable, they're destroying the very city he claims to protect. Batman is vengeance personified. Batman is the villain. Here's how. In The Dark Knight, by creating chaos and anarchy, the Joker is essentially testing Batman to see if he can stand up to the challenge. With Batman, the Joker sees an adversary who could potentially be a worthy opponent. It's not about the power and the control. The Joker admires the fact that Batman is willing to risk his own safety to fight for justice. To the Joker, this is inspiring and gives him a sense of admiration for the Batman.
See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
What the Joker really wants is a challenge. He believes that Batman is the one person who can provide him with the intellectual stimulation and the physical opposition that he desires. Batman is essentially the Joker's drive to continue his own actions, knowing Batman will give him the thrill that he craves. Some villains may see battling the Batman as a way to increase their notoriety and power. With each victory against the Batman, their reputation increases and it makes them even more dangerous around the city. Batman's reputation as the hero of Gotham is what attracts the attention of other villains who are looking to challenge him or to test their strength against him. However, this admiration can be dangerous as well because it draws even more criminals out into the light and only serves to increase the level of crime in Gotham City. This is obviously terrible for Gotham. Batman is a crime magnet. At his core, he's not a superpowered human, but a mere man. He bleeds, he dies, just like any other man. And these criminals are aware of that important factor. It isn't impossible to take the Batman down, it's just very difficult to do so. For every criminal Batman deters, he puts the citizens of Gotham in danger by bringing attention to the city as a nexus of crime. This attention attracts more villains, creating a seemingly endless cycle of criminal activity and placing innocent people in danger. The presence of Batman also provides a cover of various criminals to perpetuate their own criminal activities. The chaos unleashed by Batman's actions create the perfect environment for criminals to slip away and continue their own work undetected. Batman operates outside of the law, and by using his own brand of justice against these criminals, he believes that criminals should be punished regardless of the criminal justice system, and takes matters into his own hands to see if the crime is punished. This can be an extremely dangerous practice, and on more than one occasion has resulted in the death of criminals. This is in direct opposition to the laws most citizens abide by and reinforces Batman's status as a villain. Batman often targets villains who are much more powerful than himself and often disregards their rights in the process. For example, in the Batman film The Dark Knight, the Joker is treated with contempt and even tortured despite the fact that he has not yet been convicted of any crimes.
I thought you really were, Dent. The way you threw yourself after her. Look at you go!
What does Harvey know about you and his little bully?
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between...
This type of vigilante justice, while understandable from Batman's perspective, has serious implications for the rights of suspects and reinforces Batman's status as a villain. Additionally, Batman's penchant for violence means that he's often leaving a trail of destruction in his wake when combating evil. He will often ignore the safety of innocent civilians, or even cause collateral damage himself in the pursuit of justice. This kind of behavior can be seen as just as reckless as the criminals he's chasing. Batman's own methods of fighting crime have put him at odds with the Gotham City Police Department, which has led to a strained relationship between the two entities. This makes it very difficult for the police to combat any crimes as efficiently as they normally would, and forces them to rely on vigilantes such as the Batman.
You really started something. Bad cops running scared, hope on the streets.
But
The Narrows is lost. And we still haven't picked up Crane or half the inmates of Arkham that he freed.
we will. We can bring Gotham back.
What about escalation?
Escalation.
We start carrying semi-automatics, they buy automatics. We start wearing Kevlar, they buy armor-piercing rounds. And you're wearing a mask, jumping off rooftops.
In essence, Batman is a double-edged sword for Gotham City. On one hand, he does so much to protect the citizens from the worst the city has to offer, but on the other, his presence alone attracts more villains and creates more chaos that puts the citizens of Gotham at risk. People will often joke about calling the Batman when they feel like they are in trouble, but there is an underlying sinister fear associated with seeking out his help. Batman is a powerful symbol of justice and fear all at once. Fear can be an effective tool for crime prevention and deterrence, but it can also be an emotional safety net for those who may feel powerless or incapable of taking action against injustice on their own. This fear, of course, should not be taken lightly, but instead should be used with caution and wisdom. Batman should be rightfully feared by most people. In some ways, fear of him can be beneficial to keeping the people in check, or knowing that justice will always be served.
We have a signal now for when I'm needed. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning to them. Fear is a tool.
His methods can leave citizens feeling terrorized and vulnerable as they are confronted with some of Gotham's worst. When these battles take place, innocent civilians can get caught in the crossfire, which can have life-threatening consequences. Batman's secretive nature has caused citizens to feel unsure of just who's actually being protected by the vigilante. Is Batman really protecting the citizens from the criminals? Or does he have some sort of complicated agenda of his own? We cannot ignore the fact that Batman's use of fear tactics on criminals can be damaging. His terrifying bat symbol is used to instill fear on criminals, typically prompting them to take desperate measures in order to escape Batman's wrath. That just causes even more danger in the city. This type of behavior can potentially lead to more violence and chaos in the streets of Gotham, making citizens even more uneasy of their safety. We must also consider Batman's disregard for the law and his use of excessive force as an example of how dangerous he can be. This is deeply concerning as it implies that law-breaking is an acceptable form of justice, when that's just not true. Batman isn't always the hero that Gotham City needs. His tactics can cause more harm than good, and his presence alone has led to an increase in crime and has added to the chaotic destruction of Gotham City. While he may have noble intentions, his methods have caused even more instability. Batman is the root of Gotham's criminal underworld, and is the real villain in the city.